Hi, I'm Valerie. I want to tell you about something that drastically changed my life. I lived with my mom. She was a businesswoman, so we never wanted for anything. I often skipped classes and didn't obey any rules because I knew Mom would always help me anyway. Valerie, did you skip school again? So what if I did? School's useless anyway. If this keeps up, I'll have to punish you. Yeah, right. Mom always said that, but she knew threats didn't work on me. I loved freedom too much to waste time on boring lessons. Of course, I kept going to school, but not because of my mom. I just liked hanging out with my friends. I overslept the next day and missed the first class. When I came to school, I saw that my friend was reading textbooks nervously. Hey, Ginger, what's with you? I forgot about the biology test today and didn't prepare. Now I'm worried I'll fail. What about you? Are you kidding me? Biology is boring. It's a shame your parents aren't rich like my mom, and you have to study. Yeah, sure. You're very lucky. Ginger should take a cue from me and stop worrying about such nonsense. But she had her nose stuck in the textbook. The rest of the day was boring, so I skipped the last lesson and went home. A surprise was waiting for me there. Mom was sitting in the living room with some guy. Hi, honey, this is Ralph. Hello? Your mom and I are dating. Cool. Congrats. Mom was an adult and she could date whoever she wanted. I was about to go to my room, but Valerie, wait. Ralph is going to be staying with us. Wow, great. Can I go now? My indifference surprised Mom and Ralph. I wasn't happy a stranger was going to live with us, but they had their own life, and I had mine. If only I'd known what would happen then. Ralph wouldn't leave me alone. What on earth are you wearing? Are you going to school like that? The marks in your electronic diary are abysmal. Quit skipping classes already. Where have you been? All the good girls stay at home at such an hour. Oh, he kept scolding me for every little thing and pissing me off. The worst thing was that Mom took his side. Then, things got worse. You're getting no pocket money from now on. I'll also stop paying for your school club since you don't go there anyway. Mom, I don't care about the clubs, but what does pocket money have to do with it? Ralph wants us to spend money wisely, especially since he needs a new car. It will disrupt our family budget a little. So Ralph was getting a car, but I didn't need pocket money? I was so sick of him. He asked Mom for money for the car, then the repairs, then something else. Nothing was ever enough for him. I came to school and complained to Ginger and my other friends. It must suck to live with him. Forget about him, baby. Let's throw a party. Relax and forget about our problems. What a great idea, G. You're right. Let's do this. We chipped in and threw a great party at our friend's house. I spent the last money I had on the party, but it was worth it. My friends and I were eating pizza and having fun. I completely forgot about the time, but soon Mom and Ralph started calling me. I didn't answer. Let them get mad, the cheapskates. But then the doorbell rang. Hey Valerie, they're here for you. I couldn't believe my eyes. Ralph showed up at the party, looking furious. How did he even know where to find me? Hey, what are you doing here? Do you know what time it is? Good girls should be in beds by now. Don't tell me what to do, you're not my father. Ralph grabbed me by the arm and dragged me outside. I wanted to sink through the floor. He treated me like a child. Don't touch me, leave me alone. Your mother got sick from worry. After hearing that, I had no choice but to go home. Mom was lying on the couch with a wet towel on her forehead. Look, honey, she was with some shady guys when I found her. Look at what she's wearing. Oh, come on, he's lying, Mom. I was with Ginger and our friends. I'm tired of you lying to me. You're completely out of control. You don't study, you're never at home, and you don't think about anyone but yourself. Ralph and I have a life of our own. Oh, is that right? Great. I won't bother you anymore then. I rushed to my room, threw some clothes into my backpack, and then went downstairs and headed for the door. Valerie, where are you going? Away from you and your personal life. Don't worry, dear. Valerie is used to you providing for her. She'll come crawling back and beg for forgiveness once she realizes what living without that is like. Screw him. I slammed the door and walked down the dark street. I decided to spend the night at Ginger's and figure out what to do in the next morning. Valerie, why are you here so late? Can I stay at your place for the night? I argued with my mom and ran away from home. I told Ginger about everything that happened. I thought she would comfort me, but to my surprise, she laughed. I was the one who told Ralph about the party. What? But why? You're so arrogant. You brag about how much money your mother has and how uncontrollable you are. But you're not so cool now that you've been led away from the party like a little girl by your stepfather, huh? Rebel? Spend the night somewhere else, you bum. I couldn't believe my ears. I froze, and the traitor slammed the door right in my face. All my other friends refused to let me stay the night as well. I had no relatives other than my mother. I felt desperate and had to settle for a park bench. Of course I didn't sleep because I was shaking with fear all night. I came to school before everyone else and was ridiculed all day. Is the rich girl homeless now? Hey Valerie, there's a soup kitchen on the next street. Shut up, G. That snake, she acted like my friend and then made fun of me the second things got hard. Neither Mom nor Ralph called me. Damn, where could I go? I had a crazy idea. After school, I hid in the locker room, waited for everyone to leave, and put my things in a locker. Sleeping on mats in the gym was better than a bench in a park. That was how my life at school began. I ate in the dining room, sometimes hid from the security guards, and soon got used to it. One day, Ginger came up to me at recess. Poor Valerie never came home. Where do you live now? At the train station? Or in a homeless shelter? Was she kidding me? Actually, I live with a guy and we get along great. I wanted to wipe that smirk off her face and show her how independent I was. You should have seen Ginger's face. I didn't know if she believed me or not, but her grimace was priceless. That evening, I had a shower in the locker room and dinner in the dining room as usual. I was lying on the mats and scrolling through my phone when I suddenly heard some rustling. Were there mice in the school? I was in for an unpleasant surprise the next morning. I came out of the gym and was stunned. There were photos of me living in school pasted all around. I immediately started ripping them off, but it was too late. Wow, she's been sleeping in the gym? The photos were hanging outside as well. Everyone had already seen them. Who could have done that to me? It looks like Miss Uppity is homeless now. Ugh, I should have known it was her right away. She had suspected something and followed me to publicly humiliate me. I wanted to confront her, but then the principal appeared. Valerie, come to my office. Things just kept getting worse. I didn't want to get expelled on top of everything else. I didn't hide anything and told Mrs. Bingley everything. To my surprise, she didn't scold me. Oh, I know how you feel. Arguing with parents at your age is absolutely normal. When I was a teenager, I rebelled and argued with my mom too. You could stay at my place until you figure it out. Wow, I agreed because I really miss sleeping in a normal bed and soaking in a warm tub. By the way, Mrs. Bingley's house turned out to be very nice. This is your room. Make yourself at home. Make myself at home? No problem. I spent hours lying in the jacuzzi, watching the TV and eating sweets. I stopped coming to school entirely. Valerie, you've stopped coming to classes. Mrs. Bingley, I feel so terrible I can't focus on my studies. You should talk to your mom and find some sort of compromise. Go home and try to sort it out. Otherwise, as the principal, I will have no choice but to contact child services. Oops, it seemed I would have to swallow my pride after all. I went home to talk to my mom. However, she wasn't there. Look who it is. Go back to where you came from. It was so peaceful here without you. This is my home, not yours. So hold your tongue. Where's Mom? Listen for yourself. He played the voicemail message. Ralphie, call me back when you have a moment. I'm choosing a dress at the bridal salon. I'm so glad we finally have time for each other now that Valerie's gone. What the? So living without me was amazing, huh? They were even planning a wedding. I wanted to spit in Ralph's pleased face, but held back. I had to go to my principal to get her off my back. I started going to school again. One day, I decided to go for a walk after classes and saw Ralph on the street. He looked around warily and then got into the car with some woman and started kissing her. What? Was that scumbag cheating on my mom? He only wanted her for her money. Unfortunately, they left before I could open the camera on my phone. Valerie, maybe you should try to make up with your family again. Am I a burden to you? Aren't teachers supposed to help kids when they're struggling? I was sick and tired of her, so I went to my room without asking for permission and scrolled through social media. After a while, some people from child services came to Miss Bingley's house. She called them after all. Valerie ran away from home and lived at school. I took her in, hoping to help. I was taken to a detention center for young offenders. Can you imagine? It was terrible. I called my mom and told her everything. Her response shocked me. Your behavior is unacceptable. You don't think about anyone but yourself, and you won't let me be happy with Ralph. You should stay in that center for a while. Maybe you'll understand what it's like to be with no money or family. Mom, I can't stay here. It's basically a prison. I hope this will do you good, Valerie. Maybe you'll come to your senses. Damn it! Things were getting worse by the minute. I decided to run away from the center at the first opportunity and prove to my mom that Ralph was lying to her and using her for her money. So I managed to carry out my plan. I climbed out the window and headed home. Ralph would go to his mistress, and I would follow him and get evidence. I didn't have to sit in the bushes for long. He soon went on a date. I took so many photos I knew they would convince Mom. But then, Ralph noticed me and realized that I had found out his secret. He ran after me. Stop. Gotcha. I managed to break away from him, caught my breath, and decided to go to my mom's office and tell her about everything. However, when I got to the office building, I saw Ralph. The scum had got to her first. See, honey, I told you she would run away from the detention center. She's out of control. I would even say she's a danger to society. Mom, listen. He was deceiving you this whole time. Enough. I'm sick and tired of your antics. Ralph warned me that you would try to break us up. I can prove it. I don't want to hear it. You wanted independence? Well, you're free to do whatever you want. I'm not going to help you. Mom wasn't even listening to me. I took out my phone to show her the evidence of Ralph's guilt. Damn it. No, not now. My phone beeped goodbye and died, dashing my hopes and proving anything to my mom. Come on, honey, you made the right decision. I used to think I didn't care about anyone but myself, but now I felt so helpless my heart broke. I started crying. Ralph won. I decided to go home while they were away and pack my things. I had nowhere to go except to the detention center, but then I noticed someone by the house. What? You? You sure have some nerve to come here. I recognized that woman. Ralph was cheating on Mom with her. Was it just me, or did she look lost? I'm sorry, but I'm confused. Who are you? My fiancé keeps coming here for some reason. I want to figure out why. This is my mom's house. I think I know what's going on. I talked to the woman that introduced herself as Elizabeth, and everything immediately became clear. Ralph was lying to her, using her for her money and promising to marry her. He was doing the same thing to my mom, but Elizabeth began to suspect something and decided to follow her fiancé, which led her to my mother's house. What a freak. He should be in jail for this. At first, Ralph seemed nice, but then I realized that he was lying to me. The only thing I want now is to make him pay for everything. That will be easy. Elizabeth and I went into the house and waited for Mom and Ralph to come back. A couple of hours later, they did. Hello, Ralph. Why don't we chat? He looked like he saw a ghost. Take that, you jerk. Ralph, who's this? Valerie, what's going on here? Don't worry, Mom. We'll explain everything. Ralph didn't get away with it because Elizabeth and I called the cops, and they arrived right as my stepfather was about to leave. Mom and Elizabeth testified. Turned out that they weren't the only victims. Ralph went to jail and I moved back home. I liked it much more than living in school. Everything that happened made me realize something. Mom, I'm sorry. I acted like a selfish fool. Such an attitude to life never leads to anything good. If I'd acted differently, Ralph wouldn't have been able to make us argue. I'm sorry too, sweetie. I believed him and didn't want to listen to you even though I should have. We hugged and our little family reunited. However, I had some unfinished business. Ginger, I wanted to apologize. I had no right to act so arrogantly. Now I understand your feelings. I didn't expect you to admit you were wrong. Do you think I did the right thing by apologizing to Ginger? After all, she was cruel to me too. Tell us in the comments down below.